Mashiach's Niggun. And so Mashiach's Niggun is a tune that was composed by the altar Struckiver Rebbe. So the Struckiver Rebbe, my mother's grandfather, his father was known as the altar, or the old Struckiver Rebbe. And he was he lived in the town of Koshitsa, as I mentioned. Before that, he lived in Strupkov, but as a very sort of compassionate and kind parent, he decided that if his son was going to continue the dynasty of Strupkov, he should move out of the city to allow his son to be the primary person there. And so he moved to Koshitsa. And he composed this niggun, and some people say that he used to have these little trances he would go into, that every once in a while he would just be kind of in a daydream or not really responsive to other people, and then he would sort of come out of it and he would say that he had heard the angels singing and this is what they were singing. So this was one of those tunes that were taught to him by the angels, and it's called Mashiach, or the Messiah's Niggun. And so we'll sing that. I'm going to let you choose the key, maybe, Mom, so that we have completely different vocal ranges. My mom is a low alto, and I'm a high soprano. We almost can't sing anything together, so we'll have to beg your pardon for the fact that when I let it be her range, it'll be totally out of my range, and I know you'll forgive me. La 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 la
Mashiach's Niggun. He composed it, and he said when Mashiach will come, we will go receive him with this niggun. So we'll sing it again together.
Not only know that Mashiach means Messiah.
Messiah,
the
right.
anointed one, Messiah.
So the Messiah will be welcomed with this melody.
that's the Messiah's Niggun, Mashiach's Niggundel. And the next one we want to teach you is one that actually is a tune that is sung to the Friday night prayer, which in traditional homes was sung by men to women, recognizing the women's industriousness and great contributions to the household, and also their God-fearing nature. And one of the lines, which is probably most famous, is Sheker Hachen Vehevel Hayofi, which means, charm or grace is vanity or is not real, and the same thing with beauty, but the fear of God or the reverence for God, Yirat Hashem Hiti Talas. So this woman is praised for her reverence for God and not for her beauty or her charm. But it's a very, we're just going to sing the melody. We're not going to sing it the way, with those words. It was sung wordlessly and this tune is actually from my mother's family. So her mother's father, who was the rabbi in a small town in Poland, would sing this to her mother's mother. And so this one is Ruddy Duddies. Is the tune. You want to start it?
Which one?
The Eshet File Ruddy Duddies. So yeah. Ruddy Duddy Duddy. I don't know if I chose right key. Daddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum. We'll sing it over. Ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, ruddy duddy 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 dum, ruddy duddy dum, yai dai dai yai dai dai yada 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 dai da 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 yadi dai dai yada dai dai yadi dai dai yadi dadi dum yadi dai dai yada dai dai yadi dai di dadi dum radi dadi 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 dum radi dai dai dadi dum radi dadi 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 dum radi dai di dadi dum. So that's kind of a two-parter. There's, you can see there's sort of this cycle of three, but then there's this other little interlude that gets in there, so it's kind of a slightly complicated melody, but lots of fun. So another Niggun, that's another wordless melody we wanted to share with you, is a wedding march. And this wedding march was actually from an extended family member, not my mother's direct ancestor, but it's from a branch of this originating from this same guy, the son Rebbe, but he had several sons and daughters, 8 of each. And from one of the other, my mother's descended from his eldest son, whose name is the Shinyuver Rebbe, but he had many others, and one of them led to a branch of Hasidism that is now known as the Bubaver branch. And they have a melody that is a wedding march that's used at many Bubaver weddings, and my sister also marched down the aisle to this one. And so it goes,
Oh, I remember one of my grandfathers. Well, the Niggunim that we sang before was my great-grandfather, actually. And I even remember him when I was a little girl. I was about 10 or 12 when he passed away. So before that, I used to go to visit always. And I remember him. Yeah.
and and her parents.
And my
sang these
grandfather, though, came with me to the United States. We emigrated together. He and I were the only two survivors of the entire family.
So through him, probably you remember some.
So my grandfather came to New York with me, and he had enough supporters, Hasidim, in New York, who helped him create his own rabbinate. He became a rabbi of a congregation in Brooklyn, New York, and that's where we live.
She's asking how you remember the songs. Like, is it because your grandfather sang them after you came to the United States, or how did
I remember them from way back, my great-grandfather's songs. I remember because I used to frequent, till I was about 10 years old, I used to frequent my great-grandfather's home. And I had, access, and I heard these songs. I learned them then when I was young.
And also there are some other, my father, his parents were actually Hasidim, or followers of my mother's grandfather. So my father knew these tunes as well. And my father liked to sing a lot. And so he sang these songs in our house all the time, which is how I know them. So I didn't actually learn most of these from my mother. And in fact, I retaught her a little bit, some of them, although she knows them all, and as soon as I begin to sing them, she'll sing along with me, but she often can't begin them, like just from recall.
It's wonderful that those things aren't lost.
Yeah, we're totally happy. And we've been able to teach them to others of our cousins who are descended from the same people who didn't know these tunes. Some of them, which is really exciting. And then, so now we wanted to switch gears a little. I do have two other wordless melodies I prepared if you're interested at the end, but we also did get a special request to sing a couple of lullabies, and one of them is a lullaby that we actually sang here in this shul before, which was on the occasion of Jerry's granddaughter's baby naming, and we got to sing it to her, and we're going to sing it for you again today, and that's Aili Luli Lu. And so, you want to start in your key, Mom? The Aili Luli Lu. Well, you'll remember once you start singing. Aili Luli Lu. You want to sing in your key?
Aili Luli Lu. Aili Luli Lu. Aili Luli Luli Luli. Aili Luli Lu. I should interrupt that by saying that the Aili Luli is really taken from Polish folk songs. You know that even the wording Aili Luli is a Polish theme. Aili Luli Lu. Aili Luli Lu. Aili Luli Luli Luli. Aili Luli Lu. Schlussschein, schluf mein Teil, Fegade, Maschei, zieh dein Kusche, Regale, schluf, schluf, in a gute Schuh. Aili Luli, 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 Lu. Schlufstein schlüpft a ganze Nacht, ihr werdet ein Käpperle am Malech wach. Mach schein deine Egele zu, Aili Luli Lu. Aili That put y'all to sleep. And then the second lullaby, a special request for is Rajinka's Mandolin. And I remember that my mother actually used to sing this to me when I was a little girl. And we recently discovered that there's another verse to it that she didn't used to sing to me. And we won't be singing that one for you today just because I don't really know it well enough, and neither does Mom, although I played her a recording of Jan Pierce singing it on YouTube, and in his version, he sang it, the second verse a certain way, and as soon as he did that, she immediately corrected it to what it was supposed to be. So she obviously had heard that second verse before. It just was hiding somewhere in the recesses. So I don't think we can produce the second verse, but we'll sing the first verse and the refrain. So.
Could you keep over the meaning, please?
Oh yes, so Russian Kasmith mandlin means raisins and almonds, and so the meaning, the intro to the song says in the Beis Hamikdash, in the holy temple, in a Binkel Cheder. You can actually translate, Mom, right?
In a corner.
A corner room. Sitzt die Almona Bastion allein. The widow, daughter of Zion, is sitting alone. Ben Yochidol, her only son, Yidala, little Jew, she's rocking and singing to him.
Beside it, yeah.
You can translate. Vigzi beseder.
Yeah.
You can translate what that means.
So that you translated
Isaac is
it.
rocking
Yeah.
him, and singt Alidalen is singing to him some schluffen, singing him to sleep with a beautiful melody, Alida L'Shem, Lilu Lilu Lilu, which you've heard before, and then in Yidel is Vigala, under Yidel's cradle is a Chlorvas Zigala, is a little white goat. Das Ziegel is gefahren handeln. The little goat is going to trade. And Rajinkas mit Mandeln, raisins and almonds. Das wird sein dein Baruch. This is going to be his, what's the translation of Baruch?
This is going to be named by Rubin.
And what's Baruch? His
His
calling or his
his calling.
career. And then Rajinkas mit Mandeln, raisins with almonds. Shluf sheyiva l'shluf, sleep, little Jew, sleep. So she's telling him he's going to be a merchant when he grows up, that's what he's destined to be. He's going to be a businessman. So it's unlike most universal translations of lullabies, which are usually something like, baby, go to sleep, mommy's tired.
What's
You know.
What's businessman?
He's going to be a
No,
merchant.
how do you say that?
Well, it's actually in the second verse, which says, it's found as soicher, socher in Hebrew or soicher in Yiddish, so she's telling him he's going to be a merchant, and these raisins and almonds are the things that he's going to be using to trade with. So, in his honor, we have some raisins and almonds. So we'll sing. In den Beis Hamikdash in Avi Kol Cheder. You want to use a different key?
No, that's okay.
Sitzt die Almona Basi ein allein. Ihr Ben Yochelu Yidale Vitziges Seder. Und singt des Lieder Lieder L'Shem. In der Vidale Svigale steht der Gott Ziegele. Das Ziegele ist gefahren handeln. Das wird sein dein Baruch. Rojinkes mit Mandeln. Schlaf Shidale, Schlaf Shidale, Schlaf Shidale, Das wird sein dein Baruch. Rojinkes mit Mandeln. Schlaf Shidale, Schlaf Shidale, Schlaf Shidale, What's the hours that we
It's
can?
about 22. I think we have time for 2 Niggunim.
Okay.
2 more Niggunim, and then we'll
All
have
right.
book signing and reception.
Wonderful. So we'll, the next wordless Niggunim we prepared was one from, it's actually another Babaver Niggun, but this one, instead of a wedding march, is a wedding dance. And so it's kind of lively. Should wake you all up after those lullabies. So it goes. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da da da. That was wedding dance, which actually the reason I know the tune is because my father modified that one to sing a Shabbat song to it. So he kind of changed the rhythm a little bit, and he would sing the Shabbat Zamer Baruch Kel Elyon to that song. So he kind of stuck in a lot more syllables in order to fit those words in, and it sounded a little different. And when I first heard it at a wedding, at a up over a wedding, I was like, oh, I know where this came from. But it was, it's a very lively tune and very fun. And then the last one that I want to sing for you is actually a wedding march that it's not from my mother's family from before the war, but one that my father composed, and it's the one that I walked down the aisle to. So I'll sing, I'll do that one for you as well. So this one, I always accused my father that when he composed this tune, he had been subtly influenced by Deutschland über alles. It was one of those teenage pokes, so I don't know that it was really true, but it has a certain melodic similarity. It goes, impressive vocal range too. As you can tell, it was meant for instruments.
You did great.
Yeah. So I think that now we'll proceed to have some refreshments and a little reception, which I thank you all for organizing. And that'll be in the back of the room. And at the same time, my mom will be autographing books and signing them for those of you who wish to get one.
Can you say something about the kosher table?
Oh, yeah, so if there's anyone here who prefers or requires kosher certification, there's a table on the left that has purple cloth, and the rest of the food, which is probably all also kosher but not certified as such, is gonna be on the blue tablecloth tables in the back. So we'd appreciate if you don't require it, or it's not important to you, and leave that for the people who do. Thank you so much.